And we begin tonight with breaking news.
Lauren Dugan just got to the scene.
Lauren Dugan was the first reporter to break this story.
Fox 29's Lauren Dugan starts us off at Philadelphia Police Headquarters.
Hey, Ziegler Elementary. My name is Lauren Dugan, and I'm a reporter at Fox 29 Philly. For anyone who doesn't know, our TV studio is right around the corner from Independence Hall at 4th and Market in Old City. And I want to thank Mr. Mark Miller for inviting me to speak with you guys today. We went to college together, and we're friends at Villanova.
Hi, Chris. It is the hurry up and wait game here at 30th Street Station.
As a journalist, I report the news of the day, so what's ever happening around the city and what people who live here need to know. So sometimes it's a crime that police are trying to solve, sometimes it's politics or an announcement coming out of City Hall, and other times it's highlighting someone in the community who maybe did something good for the neighborhood. So it's my job to find those stories. I pitch them to my producers, and then my cameraman and I go out to a scene. We start collecting video and talking with people who are there, maybe witnessed something, or at the center of the story. Then we jump back into our news truck, and while my cameraman starts going through the video, editing it, making sure it looks and it sounds good, I start writing the script, organizing the most important information and what our viewers need to know. So I want to answer some of the questions that you guys sent me. The first one is, how do you create an engaging story that captivates viewers? Okay, just throw it straight.
Just nice and straight.
Oh! Had to throw in a blooper for you because it's live TV and a lot can go wrong. But it is tough because when you guys are watching TV, you might be eating dinner or doing the dishes. But I want to make you stop what you're doing and watch. So that means that I have to get creative. When I'm on a fun or a light story, I could throw in some puns or some jokes. But when the news is more serious, it's important to have good video and good interviews.
Crews are starting to demolish what's left of this strip mall. We pulled out Skyfox drones so you can see the remaining rubble after the roof caved in.
Number 2, how do reporters gather information for a story they report? So when I get to a scene, I immediately start talking with people, trying to figure out what happened from eyewitnesses. As a reporter, it's also important to have sources that can give you tips and reliable information because journalists have a big responsibility to tell you guys the facts. So how do we do that? How do you ensure your stories are accurate and factual? I make sure everything I say on TV is verified and backed up and confirmed, whether it's saying the police chief told me this or the mayor says that, because people trust us to be a voice for the community and to get it right.
It's a topic that can be very tough to talk about, but it's an important conversation to have.
Our Fox 29 team of reporters all over the region covering all angles.
Next question. What are some stories you've reported on during this pandemic? So I want to say, I really think local news is important now more than ever because we have new information coming into our newsroom by the minute, and life for you guys is changing. So while you're staying inside, it's important for you to count on your local news team to tell you what's happening in your neighborhood. Obviously, some big stories I've covered, schools being closed and businesses shut down. But also during times like this, you see a lot of people stepping up to help each other out. So the other day, I did a story about a flower shop that was delivering free bouquets to nurses who were working late hours and on the front lines. And then the Eagles organization announced that couples who had to cancel their wedding because of COVID-19, they are offering a couple spots for people to get married on the fields of the link for free. So while there is a lot of bad news on the news right now, I honestly believe there is twice as much good.
Firefighters say that one of the challenges in fighting this fire was all the tight spaces, so they actually brought in foam to get in some of those cracks. Now, watching firefighters do what they do best, for several kids on a baseball team, they tell me they were just starting practice and ran out when they saw heavy smoke coming in.
Question number 5, how do you make sure you stay safe while reporting at a crime scene? So I'm going to put up for you guys one of my favorite quotes. There are 3 kinds of people who run towards disaster: cops, firemen, and reporters. Sometimes I'm on a crime scene or at a protest or in the middle of a hurricane, and you just have to be smart. You have to listen to the officials out there who are trying to keep you safe, and you also have to listen to your gut.
Conditions on the road are getting worse, and if you take a look at all the branches behind me, this is one of the reasons why.
Question number 6, what made you want to become a reporter? What do you enjoy the most about being a reporter? So I fell in love with TV because I honestly think video is the most powerful form of storytelling. Newspapers, you can read about what happened and you can hear about it on the radio, but TV allows you to see for yourself, to see what's happening and to see the people affected. So I absolutely love being the voice for a community, meeting new people every day. And when I walk into work, I never know what to expect, what my day is going to look like, because in a moment, there can be big breaking news and you got to go.
These scraps are what's left after winds picked up 7,000 pounds of metal, throwing it across the road.
Question 7. How did you get your job as a news reporter? Television is a crazy and competitive industry, but I started small. So I started studying journalism in college, and I also was a part of the television station and wrote for the campus newspaper. That led to internships and opportunities. And when you're on an internship, it's really important to do good work and make good connections, because that can lead to a full-time job.
What'd you guys think about my writing? Did I improve?
Even with the helmet off, your hair still looks fabulous.
There you go. Yeah, she did so well. The guy says, she goes, how do you think I did? You did great. We have classes for people like you.
And here we go, last question. What advice would you give someone who wants to become a news reporter? So I would suggest taking a journalism class or a writing class. If there's a television class, great. If not, maybe try a photography class. But the biggest piece of advice I can give anyone that wants to be a reporter is to watch the news. Learn about what's happening in your community, in your city, and watch as the reporter takes you on a journey through each detail and how they tell a story. News is happening all around us, and I can promise you guys it is happening every day. So thank you guys so much for listening to me talk about my job, and I hope you tune in.